So now how we work with the clients. So in the first session, the clients come to us for a therapy. There are two possibilities. Both partners come or only one partner comes, right? Which possibility do you want me to begin with? One partner coming, both partners coming?
One coming.
One coming. Okay. Now, when one partner comes for a session, who would that partner be? Type 1 or type 2 generally?
Type 2.
Type 2, do you all agree with this? That if they're coming for a relationship issue, it's the type 2.
Generally.
Not sure.
Mostly.
Mostly, yes?
Yes.
Correct. Perfect. Now, in the first session, when the partner comes, my work is to be able to do what? Can someone give me their insights?
The reason for coming.
First, would
Listen.
Come and then ask for the reasons that they have come.
listening
Problem.
to client.
Sir, maybe the client expects at least to get a strategy how to deal with this situation where the partner is not ready to get involved into the session or get involved into making better out of whatever they are.
So listening the client, understanding the problem, find ways of engaging the partner. Anything else?
The client will come, sir, with this expectation कि आप उसको change कर दो.
नहीं, जब पार्टनर आया ही नहीं है तो
हाँ,
नहीं, वो तो
नहीं,
क्लाइंट का एक्सपेक्टेशन है. मैं पूछ रहा हूँ आपको क्या करने की जरूरत है when the client is there. So help client
Personally,
So
have
help
internal.
in relationship.
Can you say that again? Sorry, आवाज कट रही थी. Someone was saying something. Can you say that again, please?
so
Yeah, I was just saying that. Okay, I'm sorry. Somebody else is
no,
saying.
no,
आप
please
बोल
come.
दो, then I'll.
Ma'am, Simone, complete.
You please come. Okay. So to develop some strategies in how that she's able to deal with the situation in a more healthy way.
Okay. Someone else was saying something also. Sorry.
The third point, you said you
Yeah,
were
so I'm
finding
saying,
ways of engaging the partner. So when she's come alone, so engaging in what sense? The partner is not there.
I would come to that. Someone else was saying something. Sorry. दो बार हो गया. I'm not able to see everyone on screen, so I'm not sure who was trying to say.
Say, Ranjini here.
Yeah, Ranjini.
Yeah, so Nitin, does it happen, say a partner also has come reluctantly? Maybe somebody asked them to come or parents have forced them to come. They might come reluctantly themselves.
Okay. So,
Both.
please, someone was saying.
In this case, both the parties show up. It's very rare that only one party is by a family.
No. It's most.
It can also happen where there is a conflict and one of the partners being asked by the friends or colleagues or family members कि अच्छा तू तो जाके बात करके आ. So it can happen. What else?
I also think their background. Like we discussed about the package. That's another area I try exploring in the first session, considering that there's only one partner.
All right. Anything else?
So, what was the fifth point, Nitin? I think you
Sorry.
said that.
So develop strategies to improve relationship. Now, while all of this is what you want to do in the during the course of the therapy session, obviously it will not happen in the first session itself. Not everything will happen in the first session. So what do you need to do in the first session?
So can I say something, sir?
Bolliye.
So one point we can put that help the client to convince the other partner to work on the marriage, on the relationship or the marriage.
Okay, but
That doesn't
because
happen.
the other partner is not coming for a session, how do we do that?
Sir,
So we
first
can put that in skills of the client to convince the partner that I want to work on the marriage or the relationship.
We can, but the problem is the locus of control then shifts outside from the client to the partner. And if the partner is not willing to take any steps, then the client starts feeling now I can't do anything because my partner is not willing to do anything, which is not necessarily true.
Sir, correct me if I'm wrong. If one partner shows up, sir, we focus on how we can, make that partner stronger and listen to his or her problems, whoever is, and just work on the partner who shows up. Because we can't really control who's outside. Work on the partner who is in front of us and try to make them happy or whatever problem we can release from their end.
Perfect. So the basic things that you need to do in the first session is one, obviously listen to the client. Build confidence in them. Because if the client is not confident about you or about the sessions, then they will not come for the next sessions. Right? Help them define their problem.
Defining the problem is a very important stage.
Correct. Help them define their expected outcome.
Sir, if we feel a need to know the other side, or we feel better if we know the other side, in the first session, can we show or somehow tell them that it would be good if we are able to involve the second person that can give us a better result?
The moment you say that, they will tell you that my partner is not willing to come and that's the reason I've come alone. And the moment you say that I want the other partner to be there because that will give us better results, that leaves an impression in their mind that if they are working with you alone, you will not be able to give them results, which then decreases their chances of being committed to the relationship.
So,
Sorry,
sir,
committed to the therapy session.
how do we come to know if there are any manipulation or there are subconscious manipulation of which the partner himself, the client himself is also not aware?
That's where your entire counseling sessions will work on.
Okay.
That's the whole that's the whole objective of the sessions that you're doing with them.
Okay.
Is this clear till here?
Yes.
This is your primary role in the first session. And it's important to understand what your objectives on a session by session basis is, because that determines what you're planning to do in that session. Now, in relationship counseling, there is a place where relationship counseling ends and individual counseling starts. So you also need to know what the distinction between a relationship counseling and individual counseling is. So relationship counseling is all about helping the client understand himself or herself and the partner better, Next, realign, help the client make a decision of whether they want to continue in the relationship or move out. If continue, then identify the expectations that needs to be realigned and create a list of new expectations or that need to be realigned. Next, create a common minimum program that defines what is it that they would expect or defines what are their primary expectations that needs to be fulfilled and what are they willing to do in return. What do I mean by this is that of all the expectations that I had that were not getting fulfilled, now that I understand my partner better, based on my understanding what is it that I want to expect from them going forward, कि बाकी में सब I'm willing to let go of other things, but these are the bare minimum expectations that I have that have to be fulfilled if I have to be in the relationship. And in order to get this relationship fulfilled, what am I willing to do in return for my partner? Clear?
Nathan, this is not clear. Can you give any example?
So let's say a partner comes and says that so you've had a discussion with them, you've given them the distinction between how people can have different expectations from each other, right? Now, one of the areas where the expectation is varying is, let's say, proximity and space. Now, in the discussion, the client has told you that the problem is I want more proximity, I want my partner to be there with me, but my partner is just not willing to. मतलब मैं कॉल करती हूँ या कॉल करता हूँ तो भी वो भड़क जाते हैं. So you ask them, all right, what is the bare minimum proximity that you expect in the relationship? कितना तो होना चाहिए. तो यार कम से कम दिन में 2 बार, एक बार लंच के टाइम पे, एक बार टी ब्रेक के टाइम पे फोन कर ले मुझे. उतना तो मैं एक्सपेक्ट कर ही सकती हूँ या कर ही सकता हूँ. And in return, what are you willing to do? I wouldn't bother the person throughout the day if they can give me a call these 2 times.
Okay.
Right? So you're kind of trying to create a balance where the partner gets what they want, but they are not becoming over demanding. Because again, as I said, in a relationship, the problem is one person starts wanting more and more, and because they are not getting it, the other person starts running away. And the more the other person runs away, the more this person wants. So if you can create a balance over there where you can tell them that, अच्छा, what is the bare minimum जिसमें तुम खुश हो सकते हो?
Right.
And we can help them stick to that. Then the situation doesn't worsen from there.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. If they want to move out, identify what they need to do and create a actionable plan of action. So actually, if they choose to move out, then it's no longer a part of relationship per se. Then it moves into individual counseling. Because now the question is, the client has already made a decision, I want to move out. So it's no longer a relationship issue. It's more about what's stopping them from moving out. And as a part of that individual counseling, your focus would be on identifying what they need to do and also to help them create an actionable plan of action. And obviously help them apply that plan of action. Clear? Any questions on this till here?
I one thing. When only one of the partner comes into therapy, we often tend to actually begin working with just that person. Like maybe on the long term, the relationship is on our mind, but if we for ourselves can see certain patterns or see certain difficulties that this particular person who is my client might be contributing into the relationship, wouldn't I be focusing more on the individual counseling at that point rather than the relationship?
No, so the idea between individual counseling and relationship is when you say that there are behaviors of the clients that are contributing, that will begin by helping the client understand themselves first, right? And for us, that becomes a part of the relationship counseling, because the understanding is about how I look at myself. So how I relate to myself and how I relate to my partner. Individual counseling then goes more into being able to create that plan of action and be able to work towards it. Right? So even in the above, once the client creates a minimum plan, a common program, technically your relationship counseling comes to an end over there. But if after that the partner says, so for example, the partner says that I know I said कि अगर वो दिन में 2 बार कॉल करेगा या करेगी तो मैं दिन भर उसको टाइम दूंगा या दूंगी. I will give them that space after that. पर यार वो 2 कॉल के बाद भी ना मेरा मन नहीं भरता है और फिर मेरे को बार बार कॉल करने का मन करता है, फिर मैं कॉल कर देता हूँ. So now what they are saying is, logically from a relationship point of view, I understand that this is what I need to do. But at a personal level, I am not able to stick to my own understanding. Then you are working with the client on an individual basis, because it's no longer about their partner now.
Right.
It's no longer about how they understand themselves, how they understand their partner. It's about they not being able to do what they really think they need to do. Okay.
Right.
So for us, the differentiation between individual counseling and relationship counseling is this: as long as it's about the client being able to understand themselves or their partner better, then it's relationship counseling. Once the understanding is there, but they're still not able to apply the understanding into action, then it becomes a part of individual counseling. Clear?
Sir,
Yes.
I'm talking about the second point. If in case you put up this thing, that decision of whether they want to continue or move out, can that give a negative impression about us, that we are, rather than working on her issues, we are trying to escape and give her a bold and strong solution, or trying to take her into that direction? Can the client get that idea about us?
No, we don't give them that option. This is for your understanding.
But
Our
to-
objective is at the end of the session, the client should be able to tell. So if the client comes, sits in front of you and tells you that I want to continue in the relationship, you wouldn't even bring up the point 2.
Okay.
So you don't bring up anything in this. Everything is brought up by the client. You need to be, what you are doing is you need to be sure that before you go ahead, you need the client to be able to make a decision. If the client sits in front of you and tells you that I have a problem in my relationship and you ask them, what would you like to do? And the client says, I don't know anything. Then how do you work with them, right? Eventually,
Yeah.
they would have to make a decision whether they want to continue or move out. You are not asking them to make that decision. But if that has to be done by the client, and that would happen as a natural progression in the session.
Okay.
Okay. You don't tell the client that you have to make a decision whether you want to move out or not. That's not something that you do. But you know, eventually, this is a part of the process. You can't really continue unless one of those things are decided. Because your way of working and the client's way of
Will
working
depend
would
on that.
change, would depend on that.
So Nitin, I had a question. This might, I mean, go back to the first few points, but just to understand now, suppose, you know, as part of sources of conflict for somebody, it is about, you know, what they have learned from the family that says, I don't like this relationship or I don't like this person, but I have been taught that I should stay in this relationship. So will that come as past baggage, or under what category does it come?
So when a client says this, it may come from a past baggage, but once you are able to go through the process that we are going to go through, the clients are able to make a more informed choice. So I've had people who have actually come back and told me, yes, I thought I should not, but after I've gone through this, I think if I and my partner are together, we are only going to make each other's life more miserable and the lives of people around us. So it's okay for us to move apart. And there have also been people who have gone through this and they've realized that, you know what, I actually thought the problem lies with my partner, but now I understand that I can work with myself and resolve this problem. So I don't think I want to move out. So while they may come to you with a past set of baggage in their head, the only baggage that I am concerned about that will not get addressed by what we are doing right now is when people have a intense emotional baggage where they are actually saying that, for example, I've been through certain relationships where I've been cheated so badly that there is now an intense suppressed emotion that the moment I look at my partner, I start getting angry, not because something that they've done, but because it reminds me of someone else in the past. So then it's not actually about the current relationship. It's about a past relationship that I'm not able to address.
And that comes under individual counseling.
Then that comes into individual counseling.
First we have to.
Correct. So that past baggage is basically an old relationship that I have not been able to get a closure in. Apart from that, if a partner is coming in saying that in my current relationship there are conflicts that I'm not able to address, at one level I think I want to move out, but the way I've been brought up and the fact that I've been told that I should not move out, okay, then for the time being, that's still a part of relationship counseling till they make a decision. But after that, if they come to a decision that no, after going through all of this, I actually think I need to move out, but my past baggage is stopping me from. So what I have been conditioned to believe is stopping me from. Then you go back into individual counseling because the decision about the relationship is made now. So therefore, I said the distinction between relationship counseling and individual counseling is in relationship counseling, you want them to get clarity about themselves, their partners, and how they want to proceed. Once they have that clarity, if they are able to apply that clarity into action, then your relationship counseling is over. If they are not able to apply it in practice, then that's where your individual counseling starts, because now it's not about the partner. They've already made a decision, I want to move out, ideally, but I'm not able to. So then that's the individual work that you're doing with the client, and that can be done. But I'm just giving it a distinction because when you're working with clients, you need to know where a relationship counseling ends and where an individual counseling starts, because your process differs from there. Rajni, sorry, you got disconnected somewhere. Can you tell me where did you get disconnected? Because this was your question that I was answering. Rajni, can you hear me?
Yes. Sorry, I just dropped off. The internet dropped off. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know where did you get disconnected, because I was answering your question and I think you have not heard the part of it.
No, I think I got most of it. Only towards the last part, I think I missed it.
All right. So just remember this, that if the client is able to make a decision about what they want to do in the relationship and they have a clear understanding of how to proceed, your relationship counseling ends. If they are not able to apply that in action, then your individual counseling starts.
So, sir, one question.
Hmm.
Not a question, a clarification. So I had a couple coming in a few months back. So the majorly issue emerged was that the wife was in a relationship with his friend, husband's friend, and he also came to know about it. So that was the mainly issue. But then when I called the only wife, and so what emerged was that she now wants to take a decision whether to leave the family and go with that person or leave that person the family. And then her sessions continued. So will that be an individual then?
The decision whether she wants to be in a relationship or not will be a part of relationship. But the moment she makes the decision, then it goes into individual. Okay.
No,
the reason I said the decision will be a part of relationship counseling is because the decision may require her to understand herself, her partner, and the person that she's having an affair with.
Okay, so the relationship counseling can be only with one person also.
Yes. In fact, in most cases, it's only one person will come to you for relationship counseling. Malab, it's rare for both partners to actually come for a relationship counseling.
Okay. That was the right.
Clear till here?